So now we know the official launch of the OnePlus 8 series is happening on the 14th of April worldwide, when we finally get to see what they have in store for us. Not that we don't know everything already. And actually the finally I'm referring to in the title of this video isn't referring to the launch date of the phones, even though the launch date was actually pushed back on more than one occasion because of current events. But it's finally because we finally get something that we've been waiting for a very long time in a OnePlus phone. So over the last few years, OnePlus have successfully moved into the mainstream consciousness and also successfully raised the price of their phones too. Price hikes can be accepted as long as it's worth it, and I would say OnePlus fans got something quite unique in the OnePlus 7 Pro with that 90Hz refresh rate screen. OnePlus though finally looked to be giving us flagship style hardware in the camera department, just like they did last year with that screen technology. Let's take a closer look at the detailed camera specs thanks to a leak from Ishan Agarwal. OnePlus will use a custom image sensor this time around called the Sony IMX689. The sensor measures in at a size of 1/1.4 inches. And to put that into perspective, that gets beaten out by the monster camera in the Galaxy S20 Ultra, and also the world record holder currently for a smartphone camera sensor, that new sensor that Huawei are using in the P40 Pro. However, this particular sensor is not too far away from those, and because it has fewer pixels, those pixels can be larger, which is usually a good thing. With an aperture of f1.8, it actually measures up fairly similarly to both the S20 Ultra and the P40 Pro, and it should offer some very good shots. We don't have to look too far for some camera samples from this new sensor. In fact, it's the same sensor that Oppo are using in their new flagship phone, the Find X2 Pro. But the main aspect here is that OnePlus are finally doing away with those cheaper one-size-fits-all camera sensors like the IMX686 that will be found in much cheaper phones. That camera sensor though is still a good sensor, but OnePlus, especially in the OnePlus 8 Pro, is a flagship brand and it needs a new, unique, custom-built sensor just like those other high-end flagships. Another big thing is that OnePlus are giving us a 48 megapixel ultra-wide camera. We now see that Huawei are doing a similar thing. They actually have two main image sensors on their phones these days. The main sensor, which concentrates on photos, and the ultra-wide sensor, which concentrates on video. So why would OnePlus need to put such a high megapixel sensor on that ultra-wide camera? Well, with ultra-wide images, more pixels can sometimes be a good thing, but this image sensor also uses 4:1 pixel binning, so it could be taking 12 megapixel images. But actually, more importantly, it's a pretty high-grade sensor. It was actually used as the main camera sensor in many flagship Android phones last year, and now it's on the ultra-wide. And we also know that this sensor can record 4K video, so that means OnePlus will have no problem giving us a very good 4K video recording of both the main and ultra-wide lenses. This is actually something that OnePlus officially said a while back now, is that they want to make 4K video recording seamless between all of the lenses on the smartphone. In fact, they could even implement a new Samsung style super steady mode. Samsung in that super steady mode actually switched to recording video on the ultra wide camera. Because footage shot on ultra wide lenses tends to appear more stable, and also you have more room to crop in on the image as well without having such a zoomed in focal length. It means that you are able to give those super steady type of functions, and according to Ishan's leak, both OIS and EIS will be improved. This could be what Ishan is referring to in his leak, because he said that both OIS and EIS have been improved, so we should expect better stabilization for video all around. We'll have to see if OnePlus do give us that super steady mode, or if they'll just go the normal route like they have done before. The zoom camera though stays at 8 megapixels and it has an f2.4, and it also stays at a 3x telephoto zoom. This lens seems to be unchanged from before, which is a little bit disappointing. OnePlus also said a while back that they are working extremely hard on a lot of software upgrades to make the camera experience as a whole much better. They said they were working on color accuracy, exposure, and also natural skin tones, which are amongst the hardest things to get right in a camera. We'll have to see if they can marry both hardware and software together. Now they have a unique custom-made main image sensor. Hopefully they can give us some software to go with it too, and who knows, they might actually offer a killer camera experience in the OnePlus 8 Pro this time. Subscribe for all the latest tech news and videos. That's it for now, but I'll see you in the next one.